Hey yo, it's me, it's the RAV. That's right, I'm back 2 weeks in a row, motherfuckers. They can't hold me down for too much longer. It's the RAV back. We're going to talk Impact Wrestling versus Lucha Underground and more and more. With me today for a second week in a row, again, some crazy shit, y'all. The man with 1,001 names, it's whatever the fuck he's called today. Impact Wrestling dude, Lucha Underground dude. What's up?
I think it could be Lucha Underground, dude, man. It absolutely could be. How you been, Raven Fact?
Fuck UFC 220. Fuck Conor McGregor. I'll say that. My fight that I still was gonna watch got completely ruined because that piece of shit Irish fuck has a temper. How have you been?
I've been all right. My message to Conor McGregor would be there are better ways to get the Bellator than that.
Yeah, there's better ways to duck Khabib than that. But, you know, my man Khabib is lightweight champ. Apparently I missed a classic fight between Thug Rose and Joanna Champion, so I'm disappointed in that. But
so, let me ask you a question, Ray. Let me ask you a question. Do you think that Conor McGregor wants to fight, or do you just think he wants to get paid bank and not have to worry about losing? Because to me, this was just a way to duck yet another fight, like him going off and doing boxing fight, dodging fights.
He wants to fight Floyd. But basically, he's doing exactly what I fucking told everyone that knows the sport knew was going to happen. Okay, he was going to go in and lose. He's going to make MMA look inferior to boxing. Lord knows if Floyd ever comes into MMA, Conor would kill him. But he's going to make MMA look bad, and then he's going to fucking hold him up for ransom while he's their champion. So people are going to think, and he's not the baddest man in the UFC. People are going to think, oh, Conor's the greatest fighter ever. He's not.
No.
So he's going to go in there. He's going to fucking hold him up for ransom. And then he's not going to fight again. And so basically you're going to have your champ walk out, make your entire company and sport look like it's not as good as boxing, and then never fight again. So no one ever gets to go in there, beat the shit out of him, which they will. Khabib will fucking destroy this man. But, yeah, he wants money. Basically, he's holding him up for ransom, so you're going to pay me the same shit that I got paid to fucking fight Floyd Money Mayweather is what he's holding out for, which he knows UFC can't pay him. He's a piece of shit, but he's going to get sued so much he's going to lose all that money and has to come back to fight.
Well, you know what I think we should do? I think we should send Hurls in after him. Let Hurls whip out his wang. Fucking send Conor McGregor across the damn ring, man. Knock him out just as soon as he looks at that thing.
Isn't Hurls with us on the call or something? I forgot about it. No, Hurls isn't here, right?
Nah, it's no Hurls tonight.
Yeah.
Well, wait a sec. Whoa.
You choking,
Did
Choking
you call my name?
I don't hear anything. You hear anything, Raven? In fact, I hear nothing, man.
I heard it sounded like someone was masturbating for a minute. That has to be Hurls.
Wait a minute. We have Earls.
Someone's counting it. You know, it's Hurls clowning it.
Yes. I'm back.
Heelcast designated yes man.
That's right.
Hurls is back from attending WrestleMania, everyone.
I don't even remember the last time I was on. I think I forgot how to do one of these. However, it's good to be back from my yearly porn convention that I went to. Wow, that was a crazy week. Some things are better left unsaid. We'll just say that. But it's great to be back, and I can't wait to talk some Impact versus Lucha Underground.
Hey, Hurls, I heard you knocked up another chick, man. Is there any truth to that?
I cannot confirm or deny.
All right.
My Chelsea Clinton.
I thought you were going to say Chelsea Green. I was getting excited there for a second. I was going to have to go and pull Hurls in the corner.
Well, I'd give her the title, but she'd ask for her release, so.
Oh, she'd get her release.
Well done. Hurls will get his release, too.
Damn
well
right.
done, Hurls. Well done with that one. That's right, Laurel. You are the greatest thing ever, and it was sexist of us to not like you for taking the championship and then asking for your release.
You know what I have to say? Do you know what I got to say to Laurel Van Ness right now? You are so much hotter as a blonde. Go back to the blonde.
You know what I need to say to Laurel Van Ness right now? One, bitch, your name is Chelsea. Two, why are you still fucking Zack Ryder? The fuck is wrong with you?
Sorry.
You didn't get any dick in the business. Including mine.
You're not in the business.
I know. I'm in the business of minding my own business with my pants down around my ankle.
And speaking of which, apparently you just updated your Facebook profile because now I'm looking at your damn mug on my phone. Thanks for that.
You know the best part? Like instantly I got an alert when I did that, and it was BQ, and it's like an angry emoji. So BQ just fucking hates my face.
And you're like, BQ, sorry, my face pisses you off, sir. I'm reading this.
It was instant. Like I didn't even. I updated it, and then all of a sudden, just angry face BQ, and I'm like, wow. I thought we were boys, but apparently just the side of my face pisses him off. But actually,
he's like, fix that face.
Yeah, I know that me and BQ got some beef over this weekend, which I'll talk in a minute when I get to still plug his ass. By plug his ass, I mean Raven. But
I mean, I don't know. Hurls, BQ or Raven Effect? Who do you got? I mean, you're the porn guy. Who do you got?
What is that?
Who has the other face between Raven Effect and BQ? I mean, this
is BQ singing Olivia Newton-John to me.
He might be, but Raven Effect for sure is singing it.
That matters, you know.
Physical. Wanna get physical? Can BQ do that? That's right.
I don't know. We should ask him.
I'm gonna wear some 80s spandex and dress like a bitch.
Well,
Put them pink songs on.
There's that show on Pop that comes on. They're always advertising during Impact. So
with the guy that played Badger on Breaking Bad and Baxter on Mom.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah, he's a star. So yeah. So look, we're gonna review Impact Wrestling versus Lucha Underground. We're not actually gonna do an Impact review this week or even really skim over it because Hurls, on the other hand, has not watched the show. He's like 3 or 4 weeks behind on Impact. He doesn't read spoilers. And, I mean, look, the fact of the matter is this. Hurls is 4 weeks behind on Impact, but he was able to catch this show. He was also absolutely, totally available to watch NXT and every 17 hours worth of WrestleMania that came on. So he is definitely caught up on his Raw and SmackDown, everyone. I just want you all to know that.
That is...
Look, he is always Raw and he is always laying the SmackDown, all right?
Entirely true.
I'm just teasing. We're giving Hurls some shit. If y'all would have been in the Impact chat room or the Heelcast chat room the other day, Jesus Christ, it was Hurls' trolling sounds identical to Chef's daily comments. So there was that. But look, let's go ahead and move on. We're gonna go with the plugs here. We only plug the people that we like and listen to now anymore. Of course, check out Andre Corbeil's show. Praying for you, Andre. Love Andre. It's a good show. I have a feeling maybe him and DK Drake are going to be hanging out at some point soon. But Andre, we got your back, man. Take care. Check out the Wrestling Perspective with Dennis and Petey Williams, that is. And then, of course, go to ImpactAsylum.net, the safe haven for Impact Wrestling fans where y'all can talk, shoot the shit, comment, overreact about literally anything that happens in wrestling because that's what fans do. Jesus Christ, Kurt Angle. You can also check out Straight Shooting with our boy FK9, member of the Heelcast. Awesome to see FK9's back doing his thing. Of course, check out Robert Does Wrestling with our boy Wrestling Robert. Check out the S&M podcast where the second biggest pervert in the industry, Larkin, does his thing every week. I'm actually supposed to do some shows with Larkin and Chef here, talking some old school gangster rap. And to check, of course, so my boy, used to be my boy, but now we got beef. So my man BQ, the Impact Lounge that BQ does. Now the beef starts here. So BQ attended WrestleCon, right?
Whoa. Let's give the man his congrats here.
He was talking to, not only do I see pictures of BQ hitting on my boo, gave a story. I see BQ hitting on my woman. But then...
my woman. That's my woman.
Then, later, I see pictures of BQ with my chick on the side, and he's with Dezmond.
Whoa,
so that's why he's mad at my face. That's why he's mad at my face. Because I hit it first.
Face. Well, here we are. Congratulations to BQ, by the way. Dude just finished his college degree, man. I thought you were going to plug that shit.
Congratulations. He hates my face.
I hate your face, too. Your mother hates your damn face. But we still got to congratulate BQ.
I know. She literally has never called me handsome once.
Right? My mama cries every time she looks at me.
Your mama cries every time she looks at me, too. She knows that pain will coming.
That's right. She likes it, though. It's kind of a sickness.
Yeah, she does. Oh, shit. I told you I got Fight Network on. and I've got Scott Steiner just beat Petey Williams, right? So then on the Jumbotron, Dickface Mojo comes on. Like, if he wasn't ugly enough as it is, now that he's got the dick on his face, I forgot all about this. But believe it or not, by the time this year ends, TNA was at its absolute greatest of all time. But this is 2009, not this. Fuck no, not this year. But yo, those are plugs. Check all those motherfuckers out. We're gonna go to the news, guys. Big news week here. This is gonna be pretty much the bulk of our show because it's gonna lead into something. There's a big weekend overall. So big, in fact, that motherfuckers were partying, having fun, speaking Spanish, getting hammered ass drunk. No showing events, getting fired, possibly eating breakfast with Triple H in the morning. The guy that all of us on this show, when he actually first came into Impact Wrestling, that we said stop putting him over your entire roster because the motherfucker's not trustable and you got some coke issues, obviously, and some anger issues, and some 99 problems and a bitch with all of them. Alberto El Patron is released from Impact Wrestling. So we're watching, I watched live Friday night. Hurls, I don't know if you did. Brother Undernuts, I don't think you did. But,
I mean, I did. I watched part of it, and then I went to bed because I got up really freaking early.
Brother Underside,
I
dude. Yeah. So, look, right before we hit that main event, we get told that it's Alberto's nowhere to be found. People thinking it's a work, and I'm kind of scratching my head thinking this reminds me of the time that Paul Heyman came out and said Sabu is too good to show up for you. So Alberto no-shows the match. It started off with the rumor that Austin Aries offended him during the press conference where they had the angle, which I thought, get the fuck out of here. This bullshit, like, snowflake. But he just no-showed. And then a video came out. And did y'all see the crazy shit where Kyle said that it was actually one of his boys that recorded this video?
It was Robert.
It was one of Robert's boys?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Robert's the one that posted it and said, hey, this is what it is. I mean, it was a Spanish video, so it kind of makes sense it'd be Robert.
So it's Savio Vega, Carlito. Carlito, please, just sign Carlito, please, man. Carlito should have been a fucking money. Dude is awesome. And Alberto, you can tell he's shit hammered, plastered off his ass, too drunk to show up. Apparently no show at WrestleCon the next day. Our main event, all the TV that they built, A-Double versus Alberto El Patron, main event for Redemption, over with. So Big Ed released him the next day. Let's go to Brother Underside Boob. What do you think on this, man?
I mean, look, it's like this. The dude's got substance abuse, right? Dude's got substance abuse. Am I right or not? He's got issues. Dude,
never met anyone like that.
WWE is cancer for people like that. Apparently so is Impact Wrestling when your name is Alberto El Patron. The wife's good, or the ex-wife, or the estranged wife, or whatever the hell they are now, right? Substance abuse issues. I feel bad for people with substance abuse issues, but here's the thing, right? They always talk about the main event purse, right? And they always talk about how, you hear Nash all the time. Oh, when we main event the Garden, we get our cut type of a thing. Well, if they're going to get a cut for being the draw, they should get fined for no showing, don't you think? Like, shouldn't there be like an incentive to show up? Like, your ass is on the bill. If you're the guy at the bottom of the card, right? Say you're Richard Justice, right? And you don't show up. Does anybody care? No. But when your name is Alberto El Patron, you're the highest paid guy in the company by far, and you no-show. First of all, yeah, you got to fire his ass. And thank you, Ed Nordholm, for not wasting any time, for firing his ass, for not saying we're going to give him a second chance and going all Dixie Carter on us, right? Get rid of him. But let's find the son of a bitch, too. Let's make him pay instead of us, the fans. So screw him. He's gone. He's dead to me. That's it. We're done. Just moving on.
I think, I mean, the guy is a roller coaster. Like, you don't know, what this guy's thinking. He says one thing one day and then totally contradicts it the next day. And the guy clearly has a ton of issues. And I'm shocked to hear that he was having breakfast with Triple H because of all the crap that he talked about him. It just goes to show you he's just I think he's got a lot of problems, and I think if WWE does sign him, they're gonna regret it. But
they've already said that they're not signing them. That came out and said that all that stuff. They said all that stuff was a bunch of garbage. They're not in talks with him. No, I think our buddy Meltzer actually reported that.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, that makes sense then.
Think about it this way, Hurls, right? This is the way I look at this one, right? Okay, you're Vince McMahon, and you're going to meet with the shareholders. Mr. McMahon, can you explain why you hired a guy who no-showed an event in WrestleMania week or weekend and showed up on some random podcast drunk out of his mind, Mr. McMahon, to screw with Impact, right? And then I can hear it right now. Who's Impact, right? Well, it's a small competitive promotion. Oh, I get it now. So you decided that to screw a small promotion that we don't know anything about, that poses no threat at all, that you're going to bring a guy in who could screw our fans over and actually fuck us. I think it's time to retire, Mr. McMahon. That's the way I see that. That would never happen.
You know, though, I've heard stories that McMahon loves Alberto Del Rio. Like, apparently, during his first run in WWE, he would watch the monitor with a big smile on his face anytime Alberto was cutting a promo. And now that's from dirt sheets, of course. But, you know, they have hired him. You know, he's had 2 runs in the company. So would it surprise me if they hired him back at a later date? No, it wouldn't. But I mean, do we know that he actually had breakfast with Triple H? Is that a fact, or is that just kind of hearsay?
That was someone in our the Heelcast group. One of their boys was at WrestleCon. One of our boys' boys, though none of us three, so I want to say it was either Kyle or maybe Robert's boys were there at WrestleCon, and one of their boys told them that they saw Triple H and Alberto eating breakfast together in bed.
Now it all makes sense. It's all coming together now.
Oh, see. That's what they were saying.
Was he nose fucking him?
I'm guessing.
Or that schnoz can just fill up a beehole pretty well.
That's a big schnoz.
It is. The schnoz is bigger than my dick, but then again, most ants are. Rosy colors. Got that good dick, girl. You didn't know? All right, let's finish off so I can speak on this.
Yes. So I just think that this guy, like, he's talented. There's no question. He can wrestle. He can work, but way too many screws loose up in his head. I don't know. We talked about it. We talked about it before Impact signed him, like what we could possibly be facing. I was for it because he's a draw. We can't take that away from him. He draws us. He brings in, you know, a certain demographic, and he is valuable if he's got his head in the game. But he doesn't have his head in the game, he's just going to screw you over. I mean, we've seen wrestlers do this before, and it's generally never pretty until they hit a breaking point. Scott Hall, he hit that breaking point and finally went to DDP. And I don't know. I think Alberto Del Rio, El Patron, he's on the same path. So hopefully he can get whatever he needs fixed. But as far as him goes, he's not worth the headache. And I am glad that Ed took care of it right away. So we don't have to sit here and wonder, what's going on. So it just shows you the difference of leadership that Impact has versus the leadership of the past. So I think they handled it perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, after this, there's no reason to not cut ties. And I know people are saying like he's the most popular guy on the roster and he brings ratings and whatnot. I think Robert has some stat that shows like Alberto is by far the most popular guy on Impact's roster, but I don't care, man. Like, the ratings are going to be the same with or without him, in my opinion. I don't really think that Alberto is fucking raising the needle. I mean, Alberto was used in the WWE as a fucking rip off of Razor Ramon, Carlito, Ted DiBiase, and JBL. That's what he was. They're not like $1 Million Man. Ted DiBiase was like Vince's fucking creation. So I wouldn't be too shocked if he's over there jerking off to the monitor when Alberto's out. But before he signed, you know, like we all said on this show, are concerned with Alberto, and I've never been too big on the guy in his WWE career. The stuff that I saw him in Lucha and Ring of Honor, I thought was better than the stuff he did in Impact. He did well for us. He was winning me over a little bit, but I was never like blown away with any match or any promo or anything that the guy did, to be honest. I'm not saying that I'm happy to see him go, especially with him ruining Redemption, but I'm glad that he's not going to beat my man Aries for the belt. But it's time to move forward and get rid of him. You know, if he's got an issue, I do hope the guy gets rid of it. If he does go back to the WWE, I seriously fucking hope you rot in hell. Like, he is fired the first time or whatever because of the racial allegations or some shit where he slaps someone for being racist and fucking crawls back on his hands and knees and goes back to this company. Comes out again the second time, talks all that shit about them and Hunter and Vince. If he goes back for the third time, fuck him. And, you know, like, you know, his ex-woman, the gangbang queen, you know, she's there in the E. So, I mean, who knows what's going to happen with that. And maybe that's the reason why he wanted to go back. Ironically, is like last week, Brother Impact Dude and I were talking about Alberto and him sticking around as opposed to Aries sticking around. And I was like, well, he was at WWE headquarters. I don't know how long Alberto's going to be around. And we talked about the Rey Mysterio thing. Just irony is, you know, he's gone. Unexpected. Definitely disappointing for not only WrestleCon, for the fans to show the fuck up to see him, but, you know, for Impact as well.
Raven effect. When you and I get together, we say a lot of stupid shit. Why should that be any different?
True. Imagine if we actually got together outside. I mean, we'd probably end up in jail or at Hurl's house. We fled at Wisconsin.
We'd wind up with Andre, right?
We would. We'd be fucking trying to get Chef to actually take us to his hood, and we'd be the three white boys just getting robbed there. Three best friends that anyone could have. Step and have our back. So, look, Hurls, I'm going to kick it to you. So, apparently they're going to address this on Impact tomorrow. Or not tomorrow. I keep thinking it's Wednesday. 2 nights from now, when they go live and do Impact. Or not live. So, it's already taped. But they're going to address Alberto's firing on Impact. Do you think it's the right move to do and how they should do it?
Yeah, they kind of have to because they got a pay-per-view 2 weeks. So, you kind of have to let the audience know, okay, we're changing the main event. It's going to be this, because not everybody's going to watch the House of Hardcore. So they have to explain it on the regular program because, you know, they got to say like Pentagon and Fenix are going to be added to the match, and they're going to do a little storyline that ties in with the Twitch event this past Friday. So I think it was the right move. I mean, they got to do something, and because if they just use the footage that they have, people are going to be very confused come Sunday. So I think definitely a good move on their part.
Impact, dude, what do you think about them addressing it Thursday night on Impact?
Sooner than later, right? It fired me up and bothered me that they were showing the Redemption, you know, promos during that show, knowing that he probably wasn't going to be there, but they didn't have a choice, right? So this is how real businesses operate, folks. They deal with problems head on, and they move forward. No more of this bullshit from a Dixie Carter regime. She was always the one in charge. I don't care who you guys want to blame. It was always Dixie behind there making the decisions. They're going to deal with things straight up the way they should be. Is it an unfortunate situation? Yes, it's a terribly unfortunate situation. But you know what? Sometimes you're dealt a bad hand, so you just freaking discard. And that's what they did. They discarded Alberto. They're discarding, what they've got to do, and they're going to move on, and they're going to have a great pay-per-view. Congratulations, Impact, for hiring a CEO.
Yeah, I mean, they got to address it. You can't let people think that's going to be the main event, and you can't just sit there. I mean, I have no idea what they're going to fucking do with their TV time, because obviously we're going to have Alberto and Aries stuff in there. I would fucking leave it in and just explain what's happening, explain that the show has been taped. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I feel like that's the only way. God damn, puts them in another shitty position. And it's the shitty thing about doing these tapings with people getting injured or shit like that happening. But honestly, man, fuck you, Alberto. Just honestly thinking about it, fuck you. You're an asshole. You're a piece of shit, to be honest. And here's the thing here's my thing about this, man. For one, like, people can knock Jeff Hardy all they fucking want. Jeff Hardy at least showed the fuck up, no matter how fucked up he was that night. He came out there and tried to do business for him. He wasn't stiffing anyone necessarily. I mean, obviously he was going to fuck people over, seeing like a good match and all that him and Sting should have actually been. But, you know, there's that. And then the thing, too, like, back in the fucking days, in the 80s and the 90s, like, people would wrestle drunk, fucked up on drugs all the time. And there was no show events, they'd still show up. So, Alberto, there's no excuse for you, bro. There's not. Like, fuck him. I'm glad he's gone, to be honest. Fuck out. So, basically, you're watching this Impact Lucha Underground show before the main event, which is supposed to be that tag team match. We get the announcement that we were going to get a match at Redemption that was Lucha Underground, Pentagon Jr. against Fenix. Can you guys hear me right now?
A what?
Okay,
Girls,
the
Lucha
Underground match, Fenix versus Pentagon Jr. was actually going to take place at Redemption. No longer the case, because now that's the main event. The rematch from the main event at Lucha Underground versus Impact is now the main event at Redemption. What do you guys think about this becoming the new main event, Hurls? Hurls? Hey, can you guys hear me?
I can hear you, but I'm going to talk because I'm not on mute. God damn it. What else are they going to do? You know what I'm saying? They can give Eli the title shot and have him cash it in, but that's just kind of rushed to a storyline. They just had a great match, and so what the heck?
Whether for Hurls.
Did we lose Hurls?
No, I'm on.
You're on.
Yes.
Man.
I was letting you go.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for that, Hurls.
Yeah.
Hurls, I know you haven't seen Feast or Fired yet, but I want you to know EC3 gets fired.
I did know that one.
And guess who has the world title case?
Well, I guess Hurls didn't catch on enough for that spoiler. So.
I know, man. God, I literally just spoiled it, dude.
Oh boy.
Yeah, good thing you didn't put your dick down instead of jerking off to listen to what Brother Underscore had to say there. Hurls, what are your thoughts on the new main event?
Well, it's like the only thing they could have done, if you really think about it, because what are you going to do in 2 weeks? I mean, yeah, you could give it to someone else, but they obviously have plans going forward. They have plans for other people. They're not just going to, scrap those plans just because Alberto, screwed the company over. So what's a good way to solve this puzzle? You already put Pentagon and Fenix in there, okay? You have them in the main event at Impact versus Lucha Underground. You had a 3-way match. Pentagon Jr. wins the match. So now, Pentagon's got something to actually say to Aries, hey, I won this match. Give me a title shot. So this is probably the most logical thing they could have done with having El Patron screw over the company. So I think it sucks that this happened, but at the same time, you got 2 weeks. So this is what we're gonna get, and I'm thinking this match is gonna be better than Aries versus El Patron anyway. Because I wasn't really looking forward to El Patron in this match to begin with. I think Aries would have won this match regardless, but at least this match, it's going to be a lot more intriguing, and I think it's going to be even more exciting than Aries versus El Patron.
You actually thought Alberto was a lock to win against Aries. I don't think that it's going to be more intriguing because I think, looking at it logically, it's pretty much a given who's going to win. A double should be going over. I thought when this happened, the next day I was throwing out scenarios trying to figure out what exactly Impact should do, and I thought, if you remember Slammiversary 2014 when it was supposed to be MVP and he missed out, what they did, like having two qualifying matches, with AY against A Double and Lashley. I was thinking like John Morrison is probably going to wrestle Congo Kong. We could do that. We could have the and I can't even say so. I mean, like the winner of a couple of tag team matches could go on to be the second, third guy in the match. You have like 4 people, and I actually thought, how about the winner of Pentagon and Fenix even gets installed in the match? But they did a good thing at Hardcore, House of Hardcore by announcing this, so I'm not going to, disagree with this or dispute it. It was a very good match. I want to see a double win. And I want to say this, too, that Alberto is apparently making more money than anyone on the roster. Take that money, split half of what you're paying it, put that in Eli Drake's re-signing, and take the other half and add it to what you're paying Aries and re-sign the 2 of them and grow the company around those 2.
Wouldn't it really kick some serious ass if either, Pentagon Jr. or Phoenix actually won the title and then just left Impact TV for a couple weeks and went back to Mexico?
That'd be so fucking cool for the Impact belt and the company to get even that much more fucking chaotic and screwed over.
But seriously, they show them running around in Mexico for a couple of weeks, doing the stupid stuff or whatnot, talking bad about the belt, doing all this stuff, and it sets up for a huge, a huge feud with either A-Double or Moose or somebody who's going to run and chase them down. Johnny Impact and defend.
Guys over there.
Johnny's already down there, right? And defend Impact Wrestling and bring the belt back. And they could literally do a chase the belt down type of who's ever done that before, right? And I mean, done it like, you're already in a shitty spot, you know what I mean? Versus just, oh yeah, he kind of ran off with the belt but literally like, holy shit, we're screwed. Be awesome.
I mean, I guess they could have Rosemary teleport with Abyss to go fucking track it down in some third parallel universe. I don't know if that's like calling Mexico a shithole country. Trump burn joke, haha. But, that's, that could be cool. And the name, when you bring that up, the name that comes to my mind is I think it sets up an angle where Drake. He's A-Double. A-Double, I would never, ever allow that to happen, you dummy. And then talking shit on Aries is like reignite that kind of a feud. I think those 2 need to be the feud that carries it on. Someone's gonna have a briefcase they could cash in. Maybe let's say maybe Pentagon wins, and then right at the end someone comes out, cashes in their briefcase, walks out the Impact Wrestling champion. There's some different potential ways it could go. Aries is just my guy, and I want to see Aries. I want to see Aries win, knowing that my man's going to continue to be an Impact. You know what I mean?
You can't take Pentagon Jr. lightly, though. This guy, if you watch Lucha Underground, he made a huge name for himself over there. He was just a monster heel, breaking everybody's arm, storyline-wise, obviously. And the guy, he's a legit badass. So, I hope Impact starts a story for him at these redemption tapings, because this guy is money to me, and I can't wait to see what he can do with Impact, because I think if you build this guy properly, he can be a hell of a heel. So, but obviously Aries is going to retain, but you are definitely right. There's going to be some shenanigans, I think, that we just haven't seen or we don't know about.
Now, look, when we're talking about redemption, Hurl, did you watch the House of Hardcore show this weekend?
I watched the main event. That was the only one I caught. It was on. It was I think the main event started at 1 a.m. and I'm not kidding.
What was the main event? Was Aries involved?
Well, it was actually, I believe it was. I should rephrase what I said. I saw Austin Aries versus Brian Cage. I think the main event was Tommy Dreamer, and I want to say Billy Gunn were in it, but it was a tag team match. I can't remember who the other 2 were, but Austin Aries fought Brian Cage.
How did that go? Who A-Double win that one?
He did, yes.
I think that's the Impact Dream match that we've got on our roster, on our table there at one point. But so from what I understand, there's going to be a House of Hardcore match at the Redemption pay-per-view. Did you know what that was, Charles? Was it announced? I know Kyle told us about it, but.
I don't know. So I'm four episodes behind. It's no, secret right now. But Tommy Dreamer, has he made his Impact re-debut?
He hasn't, and that's why I didn't go there, because I know that Dreamer is going to be in a match at Redemption, and that's what I was thinking may have gotten announced, but I'm not too sure. I was wondering if maybe there was a different one we didn't know about yet.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll just comment, I've missed the last couple House of Hardcore shows. I've seen a couple matches, but I mean, I know Crazy Steve has been tearing it up over there. They just got a new title. They just got their first title, which is the Twitch TV title. So I don't know if that's what it's going to be, but that was kind of like the big thing that they've been doing in House of Hardcore. And I believe Magnus has been teaming up with Billy Gunn in some way, shape, or form. So I don't know. I don't exactly know what they're going to do, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was a Twitch TV title defense.
So just to announce to the audience right now, so we have lost the Impact dude. I'm not sure if he will be coming back. He wrote us a note saying keep going without us because the recording's working. He's offline for now. So hopefully we'll get him back on. So going from there, man, this is the thing I wanted to go off on and kind of get into. Now, it was WrestleMania weekend, of course. Now, I said on the show that the RIV would probably be watching WrestleMania. I did not. How I spent my WrestleMania weekend on Sunday was I worked. And then from work, I went and watched Cockblockers starring John Cena, and that was a hilarious, epic movie. It was one of the fucking funniest movies I've seen in a long time. And then I capped off my WrestleMania weekend by getting some strength. First time. It was good. Good night for the RIV. But
nice job, my friend.
Thank you. Now, a couple things kind of tapped my ass. The Impact Wrestling dude is back. That pissed me off more than anything. But
right? That pisses everybody off.
Oh.
Look, last time we did the show, before Larkin came on, I had sung the praises of a man entering the WWE Hall of Fame, the founder of TNA, Double J, Jeff Jarrett. I've completely changed my tune, and I have lost all respect for Double J. Because I see these videos of Double J breaking down in tears. It's the thought of good old Mr. Vince McMahon. And I've never seen so much. I've seen a photo with, Jeff Jarrett hugging Vince while Vince is just, has a scowl on his face, not giving any attention, looking back, and Jarrett just staring into his eyes like a long-lost lover. Vince McMahon tried to put Jeff Jarrett out of business, tried to ruin his company, did all sorts of shady, underhanded tactics, blackballed anyone that worked from his company to go to WWE for all those years. To see Jeff just have no dignity and spine or nuts or testicles and just fucking cower Down and kiss Vince's ass the way that he has. Eat a dick, Double J.
Raven effect. You missed the biggest part. He made him lose to a girl.
That's right.
And then fired him on national TV. Forget the other stuff. This is what Vince McMahon has on one hand, I absolutely despise the man, and everybody knows this, right? On the other hand, he's got a little bit of Bill Clinton in him, right? He can sit and he can stick his dick all the way up your ass and do every goddamn thing he wants, and he just gets away with it, and people love him. I do not understand it. I mean, he literally has shoved his dick so far up Jeff Jarrett's ass that Jeff Jarrett's asshole is split in two like Hurls has been there for a visit. And Jeff Jarrett is like, oh, I love you, Mr. McMahon. I love you. I'm like, seriously, dude, somebody sticks their dick in your ass, and you're like, no, motherfucker, I'm coming for you, right? How does McMahon get away with this shit, right? Because he did get away with it. And you know what, Jeff Jarrett, at this point, you've gotten what you deserve, my friend.
Ain't I great?
You are the man, Hurls. You are the man. But your penis is so large.
You Americans have big, large penises.
You know what else bothered me too?
It's the meat, man. It's the meat. You watched last week's episode.
What else bothered me about that is I did watch the Hall of Fame. I do watch that shit every year. There were times that I would cut down the volume on the Impact Lucha to watch the speech, and I see when Jeff Jarrett, you can read Scott Hall's lips, and Scott Hall says this is going to be good. What really bothered me was when they pan up to the crowd and there's Karen Jarrett and one of their kids, I believe, singing along to With My Baby Tonight. What's happening is Jarrett is sitting at home playing his old tape. Ain't I great? Look at this. I remember me back in the WWF back then. Here's my song, sweetie. Yeah, it's just all happy and just so into the fucking song, and it's just, man, blow me. Like, and you know, Jeff is like, oh, thank you so much, Vince. Now let me tell you something about Global Force Wrestling, which I really think could be a good thing to help you guys with your NXT thing here. Global Force, okay, Vince? Listen up, ain't it great?
I mean, we can't, like, I can never personally hate on Jeff too much because he is the man who gave us TNA wrestling. He's the man who gave us an alternative product once WWF bought out WCW back in 2001. You know, he's the guy that gave us so many great memories. And he's the guy that, you know, pretty much saved my wrestling interest. I'm pretty sure he saved all of ours as well. But what I will say is, you know, Jeff, him losing the whole GFW thing was definitely squarely on him. He didn't come with the right frame of mind. You know, he had a drinking problem. And he's done it quite a few times. And it came to the point where you know, Ed had to make a choice. And I think the way, you know, from the way the whole Hardy thing kind of came out, it looks like Jeff was not really handling that the best either. So, you know, he goes to rehab, and, you know, WWE gives him this Hall of Fame bid, and it's almost like every time someone goes back to WWE and all the smack talk that they've talked against WWE, it's just like it's all forgotten and everything's hunky dory. It's just like, I don't understand that. Is there like some type of brainwashing machine? Like when they go to Stamford, Connecticut, they like brainwash them into thinking everything's rosy and sunshine, or is it just they like paychecks, I guess. I don't know. But I think it's just a bunch of horseshit that, you know, when he says, "Oh, Mr. McMahon, I love you." I mean, I'm sure he's grateful for the opportunity, but I mean, come on, man, keep it real, you know, like be real. Don't be fake. And I feel like Jeff is being very fake with the whole ordeal.
Now, there's one other thing I'm going to address before I got a little bit of a rant, kind of stored up towards wrestling fans, everybody and all that. But look, I speaking of the Hall of Fame, like I see Double J up there. I see Team 3D, the Dudleys. Who else do we have? We had was there another person that got inducted that had ties or worked for TNA at some point? Was there anyone else other than the Dudleys and?
Well, I mean, definitely wasn't Hillbilly Jim.
Yeah. Although back in the days, I mean, TNA probably would have took him under and probably had him go over Chris Sabin at some point.
I like Hillbilly Jim. Come on, man. Cut Hillbilly Jim.
You would like Hillbilly Jim.
Hillbilly Jim was fun.
Our resident hillbilly.
He was. Damn right I'm stuck in the 80s is with Hillbilly Jim.
I'm stuck in the 80s and 90s wrestling. I would love to see that shit come back. I've been watching the Coliseum video classics. I actually met a dude, Barry Allen, Crimson Mask Home Video. Check that shit out. Get the Coliseum video stuff on Blu-ray. Real cool stuff. But we have these guys and who spent so much of their career, like so much of their careers in the Dudleys, spent in TNA. Jeff Jarrett, my God, founded TNA all those years of his life. Not one mention of TNA because you can't do that shit on WWE television or anything, right? Now, apparently, Monday Night Raw, our boy Kirksey tells, was it Sheamus and Cesaro, that he's not, Raw doesn't have any openings for tag teams, but he heard that TNA is hiring. So, apparently towards the end of the match or whatever, a TNA chant actually broke out, which, good job. I've heard rumors that he was actually supposed to say NXT, but TNA slipped out. I don't know. A lot of people on the internet, big shock here. Wrestling fans and the internet freaking the fuck out and taking something out, way blown out of proportion, out of context. But Kurt Angle did mention that. Some people taking it as a jab. I think it actually is going to help TNA, if anything, or nothing. I think it either helps or literally does absolutely nothing. But Impact, dude, any thoughts on this one?
I mean, good, right? If we got a chant, good. I mean, I don't watch Raw, so what the hell do I know about what goes on at Raw? Hello?
Yes.
No, that's I feel like people are just fucking taking this thing so overboard and making such a big deal out of it when it's nothing.
Well, it isn't. I mean, who cares, right? Jeff, look. If Kurt Angle is mentioning TNA, he's been a good ambassador. He's never said anything wrong about the company before, right? And chances are he's just alluding to the fact that Bobby Lashley's getting ready to show up. We just took their top talent. It's no more than less, man. Big deal. Moving on.
Here's my thoughts on it. I think that you got to look at this as a positive because, granted, the company's not called TNA anymore, but people may do their research. The only problem that I have with it is all the anti-TNA people and Impact people. They just beat this to death, and they all assumed it was a shot, whether it was or it wasn't. They all assumed it was a shot. And those are the people that just drive me nuts because, I mean, they just, they're going to eat this up. And I think it was, I don't know what the intention was. Was it a shot? Wasn't it? I'm not sure. I would like to think Kurt wouldn't have shot on something that he said his TNA career was better than his WWE career. I would like to think he wouldn't talk bad about the company like that. So I don't know, but I think that it was just, I don't know, people took it a different way, and and then when they started chanting TNA during the Kevin Owens Sami Zayn match, I think that was just the smart crowd that usually comes after WrestleMania, just kind of having fun. But it's free publicity, right? I mean, in some way, shape, or form, it's still free publicity. And Petey Williams sent out a tweet, and I absolutely agree with him. He basically said that we've been trying to get on their program for 15 years, and it finally happened tonight. So don't take this as a shot. Take this as something positive. So that's kind of how I'm taking it. If it was a shot, I think I would like to hope that Kurt Angle wasn't the one who thought of it, but maybe he was. I don't know. But it is what it is. I think Impact, as long as, Impact is doing the right thing and they are, keeping their eye on the prize, we don't have to worry about what WWE does. And whether it's good or bad, as long as Impact stays, focused and not, not retaliate in a derogatory manner, I think this is fine.
Look, the people that drive you crazy, that beat the TNA stuff to death, they also drive their parents to death because they won't get out of their fucking basement. That's the thing there. What was the other thing I wanted to just kind of fucking say on this is that it's the same marks that talk shit and bash Impact all the time are the same motherfuckers that are sitting there chanting TNA in the crowd. So, look, here's what I want to say, man. At WrestleMania, the company that has literally just beat this down your fucking throat, that Vince Russo killed off all the prestige of the WCW World Heavyweight Championship, ruined the business. It's been brought so many times that David Arquette won their world title, right? At WrestleMania, they have a fucking 10-year-old kid win the tag team championships out there. Now, if Impact Wrestling were to do this, I said this multiple times, if Impact Wrestling would have done this, Impact would have been out of business by the time I typed that up and put it in the comments the next morning. It would have been ridiculed, murdered to death. The E-tards and the sheeps are over here fucking defending it. Oh, it was such a cool moment. The WCW title had prestige. These don't really, your titles are supposed to have prestige, but no, none of the belts in the WWE have had any prestige for years now. But it's so fucking double-sided. But the thing that bothers me the most about this shit is that not only is it a fucking insult to everyone who's actually ever worked for WWE, but it's our fault. It's the fans' fucking fault that the WWE can do this shit. Because while as many times Impact Wrestling has shot themselves in the foot, it's the fucking wrestling fans that have took this on as if either it's public enemy to the WWE because they can't get out of the Monday Night Wars, and they see it as an enemy, or it's while they were shooting themselves in the foot and the product sucked, it's the Impact Wrestling fans that just fucking tuned out and stopped caring. like Impact, when TNA was there, we had like the ECW fans, WCW fans, TNA fans, all that, you know, and some casual fans. Pretty much all of them have fucking tuned out and went away. When the WWE product sucks, which it has for about 8 years and counting now, their fans don't fucking really leave. They still stick around and are loyal there, and they don't give the competition out there. I'm not talking Ring of Honor because Ring of Honor is indie. They're never going to change their thing. There never can be competition. New Japan is a fucking, they're big in Japan. So is my dick, and it's not even big. You know what I mean? Like,
your dick actually grows when you go to Japan, dude. I'm moving to Japan.
My dick will look big in Japan, you know. But I mean, TNA Impact was the one company that could ever be competition. But it's the wrestling fans out there that have turned their back, not support Lucha, support ROH, support New Japan. Even the fact that you've allowed no competition to go to the WWE is the reason that NXT sounds so much better than like any of these other offers. That they're going to make little money to just become a joke, to have their career. Look at fucking Roderick Strong and Eric Young, for Christ's sake. It's their fault, and it pisses me off. And people are going to sit there and they're going to bitch and they're going to complain. Are they going to stop fucking watching WWE? No, they're still going to tune in every week because it used to be one of these days, man. As soon as Vince dies, bro, and Triple H takes over, WWE is going to be good again. No. The TV format is never going to be good again, ever. And fuck you, WWE, for jobbing John Cena out in like 5 minutes, or crusty old fucking The Undertaker too, by the way. John Cena deserves so much better than that shit. That is the last star that this company will ever create, other than Ronda Rousey, who was not created there. And they jobbed the man out for God knows whatever reason. It's like, it pissed me off. It really fucking made me mad. But, anyways, we can move on to the show unless anyone has something they want to chime in, but I just want to fucking get this out there. And wrestling fans, fuck you.
Yeah, no, I do want to chime into that. I've had a few debates on that whole 10-year-old winning the title, and most of the WWE fanboys say, oh, it was a cool moment, man. Yeah, okay. If this happens in any other company, I swear to God, those are the same people that are going to be shoving it in your face saying, oh my gosh, LOL TNA, or, you know, whatever company it could be. They just rip on it and say, oh, this is so stupid. And it's just the hypocrisy of the whole thing is just mind blowing, that they will blindly support anything WWE throws at them. So, you know what? In WWE's case, I don't blame them for just doing a rinse and repeat booking job every week, because they don't need to, because their fans eat it up no matter what. And the network just got 2 million subscribers. So why should they have to change anything? If these fans just they demand less and less, you know, so what's the point? So, but I agree with you, Raven. I thought it was just an insult to all the wrestlers who work there. And my thoughts are pretty much with the alpha male Monty Brown's thoughts.
What was that?
He basically just said, good thing I requested my release when I did back in 2007. And it was in reference to the 10-year-old winning the tag team title.
You know, guys, here's the thing, right? Maybe just and I get the point, right? If Impact did this, they'd be the laughing stock, right? And I get that, but maybe just maybe that shouldn't be the way. I mean, it's fun, it's neat. You know, the big thing that wrestling misses today is the fact that we all know it's fake. We all know exactly how it works. We see the wrestlers taking pictures of themselves on social media when they're supposed to be feuding with each other. There's really no more sense of, wow, this could actually happen. This could be me, right? So if you take little kid and you put little kid in the ring and you pick him randomly, all the 10-year-olds out there are going to go, wow, that could be me, and they're gonna you know, suspend their reality for a second, and they're just gonna be like, wow, that could be me. And I think that's the kind of moment that actually I think wrestling needs more of. right? I get everything you're saying, by the way, and I completely agree, ironically, with everything you just said. I just think that this type of thing shouldn't be frowned upon. It should be allowed, and it should be more about the fans. And I've never seen WWE do anything for the fans. I mean, you go to an Impact event, and what do you find? You find the wrestlers are right out there in the Impact zone, kicking back and talking to people. You go to WWE, you get that? No, you only get that if you're a part of the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Don't get me wrong; those kids they deserve something special, but that's the only way you get to talk to any of them, right? They're just inaccessible. This kind of changed that a little bit, so I don't have a problem with it. But what I will say is, we got a fourth grader that wins the what championship did he win? Anybody?
He won the Raw tag team titles.
The Raw tag team titles. As opposed to, does that imply there's also a SmackDown tag team title?
Yeah, they did the whole brand split. Yeah.
And is there a, I'm assuming if that's the case, there's also a Raw World Champion?
Correct.
And a SmackDown World Champion?
Correct.
They got a red and a blue world champion. So prestigious.
One of them's the world champion and one's the WWE champion, right?
Yes.
Right? Okay. And then they've got a mid card title. One's the Intercontinental and one's the US. Am I correct?
Yeah, I want to actually just correct you a little bit.
Okay, please do.
On the heavyweight one, it's the Universe title and the WWE title on SmackDown. The Universe on Raw, SmackDown's got the WWE title. Yep.
Okay, and then if I'm correct, there's 2 women's championships.
Yes.
Okay. How in the hell are these people saying that the WCW championship had no prestige?
Exactly.
What the fuck world are these people living in? What sense of reality do you have when you can't even decide who your own damn champion is? And you're going to worry about some other company who actually knows who their champion is. I'm just throwing that out there, guys. That's just asinine. To say that, well, it was the WCW championship didn't win anything anyway. Didn't mean anything anyway. Huh? Common sense, folks. Common sense. It's asinine. It's completely asinine. I don't even know what all their championships are or what show they're on because it's so ridiculous. You got one woman who's your champion. That's the way it works. You got one man that's your champion. You got one tag team that's your champion. And you have a mid-card championship. Maybe in their case they need 2. But it's asinine.
Yeah, it doesn't. Like, that's what I say, man. Like, I was so close to just being done as a fucking wrestling fan because I knew from all the shit that's been bashed on for Russo, for WCW, their credibility with their title and all that, like, these are the same people that have bashed it, went over the board to do that, are going to come out there and blindly support it. I almost, on a company I don't watch or will never care or pay attention to, I literally, once I heard this, I almost was like, I'm fucking done with wrestling because of this shit. But, and Impact, dude, like, you do make a lot of good points about the cool moment with the kid. It's just like, if you're going to do that, do not ever mention the David Arquette thing again, bash the credibility of another company, anything like that ever again. And it's like, the other thing, I mean, the TNA reference, they had, let's keep in mind that the fact that Kurt Angle, he doesn't do this promo on his own. He has to be told what he's saying word for word by some shitty writer. Do you think maybe the TNA thing is because they're covering up for the fact that there's some backlash from a little kid winning their championship, or that the Impact Wrestling versus Lucha Underground was a hit and people talking about how good it was? I think it could be a part of that. And the other thing, man, here's my other point with this little kid coming in. Hurls, you love WWE, you watch this shit. Did Samoa Joe have a WrestleMania match?
No.
Okay. So a little kid comes out as a tag team partner, but Samoa Joe, Eric Young, Roderick Strong, EC3, Adam Cole, Rockstar Spud, they weren't on WrestleMania, were they?
Rockstar Spud, who is now called Drake Mack.
I'm not talking about NXT or 205 Live or whatever.
Oh, well, he came out in the pre-show, but no, he did not have a match. No.
Okay. Exactly.
Yeah, but they're not on the main roster. Nicholas is.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
EY, what are you doing, man? Come home.
Hey, but here's the best part, right? EC3 is not on the main roster either, but Nicholas is.
Yeah. The fans have literally, man, like the fact that there's been so little support allows this shit to happen to where the NXT, where they work for a company where Eric Young can't get on a main roster, but a 10-year-old kid can come out and win a belt, is more appealing to have that insult in your face. And Samoa Joe, for fuck's sake, doesn't work for Impact or for ROH or for I don't know about Japan anymore, man. Like, who cares? But the Japan money's all right, but I mean, you still got to go live in Japan, eat a bunch of fucking dog meat. But moving on. I actually, you know what? I love you, Asia.
Sushi. You eat a lot of sushi and fish over there, man. They live healthy. If let me tell you something, those people live forever over there. So if dog meat keeps you alive, man, it's working out. They got some little village over there where people live to be like 108. It's something crazy like that, and they just say because they're highly active and they eat a lot of fish. And damn, I sound like Larkin right now.
You know, speaking of Larkin, I just hopped on that Impact or the Heelcast chat we got there. Chef talking about how great 205 is and how it's about to blow up and all the Impact talent going to get recruited over there. Chef, stop your haterism. Okay, here's the thing, too, before we actually move on to the show. We need a petition now, everyone, Heelcast listeners, because the morale of TNA fan base is so low, we need the face back. So, we need to all campaign and write Ed Nordholm to hire back Bram. And also, no matter how terrible it is, and the fact that even in Canada, where people are so up, they at least make fucking noise to come back to the Impact Zone and stay so we can get our chef back. I am tired of seeing Chef salty haterness every fucking day.
Okay,
and I am so tired of fucking having my phone blow up every 35 seconds with a fucking fight between Hurls and Chef. That we need Chef back. So Ed, hire back Bram. Make him the champion of every division. Make him beat more women in the fucking knockouts division.
So hey, Raven Effect, you do realize, buddy, they just had to literally fire El Patron for no showing at an event, and you're going to bring back the guy who took a nap in a freezer.
I didn't think he joked about it. You know, he took a nap and he's laid down on top of a fucking freezer. My bad, he's not eating dogs over there. Hint, hint, Noah. But I digress. Hire Bram and stay in Orlando where no one gives a shit that you exist. And you can hear pin drops in the crowd. Fuck Canada, eh?
Don't you think if they could just hire Chef? Just hire Chef. He could be the next Papa Shango, man. The Godfather. I mean, couldn't you not see the Chef as the Godfather?
Papa Heel Team 6 Shango.
You know, Heel Team 6 shirts is Papa. I can see this, man. This could work.
Yo, what's up, my brother?
There'd be so many N-words dropped on Impact Wrestling. So,
I could see him with the stick and everything, man. The staff. I mean, he would be epic in that role.
I just said, shut the fuck up, Chef, and him and his girlfriend Larkin over here come on and love the WWE. But then we say, Chef, you love the E, and he's like, yo, why are you saying I like WWE? Fuck WWE and them haters.
Oh man, you're telling me are you seriously calling Larkin a hater, a WWE lover?
Larkin is a fucking WWE lover. He is. And Larkin, if you're listening to us live, I know you love that shit. There he is. He's here right now, isn't he? I can see it. Larkin, I know you're loving that shit.
I love all wrestling there, Raymond.
I figured he was live on Twitch, so don't laugh about bringing it in. He heard me say it. Did we just lose Larkin now?
No, we got Larkin with us.
What's going on?
So
Hey.
What's up, guys?
Larkin, buddy, you need to change your profile picture, man. Those shorty shorts, man. You're trying to hurl someone.
There's a picture of Larkin in short shorts that I haven't seen and jerked off to yet. Well, I've jerked off to like every picture of Larkin's face ever. Matter of fact, if I ever met Larkin in person, the only way I'd recognize him is if he was like eating a glazed donut. Didn't Shelton have a Dunkin' Donuts conversation earlier too?
Oh yeah, because that donuts thing that was from Tim Hortons at that Impact office.
Yeah, my dick's about to start running on Duncan too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, buddy.
Your handsome face there, Larkin. So Larkin.
Yes, sir.
Ready to talk about the company that you hate and bash on so much when they took on Lucha Underground?
Oh yeah, no, please, I don't mind talking about that. Actually, I don't care. Please, whatever you want to talk about, I'm happy.
Well, that's the case. Back to dicks. But yeah, we're actually. Have you been listening to us live on Twitch here?
Yeah, I was on the show with you guys like the last time I heard you guys.
I'm talking about right now, motherfucker.
Oh yeah, no, motherfucker, I'm not on Twitch. I legit just got in not too long ago, and I figured I'd come on with you guys.
I appreciate it.
No problem.
Timing was perfect because I had just brought you up. Talk about you and Chef, and how you time and hate and love the WWE. I didn't tell you. I actually had brought up how I was about to kick some ass when I fucking locked in that goddamn chat room, and here's you and Chef slurping up 205 Live, and JP bringing all his boys in.
Well, he was happy because I know Chef is a big Mandrews fan, and Mandrews was on tonight.
They don't sign any and everything that Impact just shits out on the E at all. I mean, they just signed Garza. Lashley's back.
Yep.
They hired Shira, for fuck's sake.
Yes, they did.
Someone told me Ishimori. Greg said Ishimori's going there. Is that what do we got on that?
I think possibly, yeah.
They're doing it.
Yeah.
Okay, so they actually had Lashley debut on Raw. So Larkin, because you're a defender of the E here, this is the question I'm going to bring up. So
go ahead.
Bobby Lashley, Samoa Joe, Eric Young, Roderick Strong, EC3, Adam Cole, baby, Rockstar Spud. Mm-hmm. We're not at WrestleMania, but a 10-year-old won the tag team championship. Defend that shit, motherfucker.
Oh, my God, yeah. It was dumb. Yes, it was John Cone's kid. Was it a cute moment? Yeah. They relinquished it the next day. So now they're doing like this tag team tournament for like the Saudi Arabia show coming up, which Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt are like the deadlock winners of that. But, you know, it is what it is. I think it was dumb, absolutely. But yeah, for the kid, it's a cute moment. But yeah, it's dumb. It absolutely was dumb.
What happened to Brother Nero? What happened to Bray Wyatt getting released? Because I knew the second Bray Wyatt would get released, Chef would hate on him if he went to Impact because he said Bray Wyatt's the greatest talent ever, but if he went to Impact, he'd hate on him. And Hurl would be talking, we got to bring in Husky Harris. I'm predicting he's going to show up at Impact along with John Cena, Ryback, and Randy Orton.
All right,
and half of Japan.
So last night they kind of did the whole thing because Jeff Hardy came back and teamed with Seth and Finn Balor. Matt was there, so Jeff pretty much said thank you for, making Sister Abigail obsolete, and Bray Wyatt called him Brother Nero, and they hugged. So yeah.
Sounds a lot more like Brother Queero, if you ask me.
Yes. Okay.
Well, he was wearing a rainbow outfit, so.
Well, they got that Wish thing coming up, too. They're doing, like, World Wish Day, and I think they just did some stuff for the LGBTQ thing. That's why, I think.
That's so cute after all the, like, Make-A-Wish stuff. Even though they mocked the man with Bell's palsy and totally ripped on gay people their entire fucking 10-year of existence.
Exactly.
I mean, they did turn their blind eye and let Pat Patterson molest a bunch of little fucking ring boys, so there's that.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. I remember that.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool. Like, and you and Hurl still support the company. But me and Brother Underscore do not. But it's cool. I mean, that's blessing blood all over you guys' hands. It's all right. Kind of kidding. Why did it get so awkward there?
What?
Rather molesting blood, and you guys, everything went silent. Like, I didn't even get a laugh. Some sick fuck at home was going to be like, all right, the Heelcast guys, all right.
Oh, boy, oh, boy.
I gave you a little Beavis and Butthead laugh.
I was busy trying to hide my kids. Shoving them in a closet somewhere.
Just raping everybody out here.
Yeah. Impact, dude. You got to say hide your kids, hide your wife, because they raping everybody out here.
Yep.
The other great thing was not only did they put the guy who got his ass kicked so bad in the UFC that he ran the fuck out of it and went back to fake fighting. Not only they made him be like their biggest, most dominant star, now they got the fucking spoiled, entitled cunt who could not win another UFC fight because she got exposed and is such a weak mental piece of shit But now it's she's happy that she got embarrassed in her ass kicked those last 2 fights. She can come to the WWE where she can win fights as well. Legitimately, she's the most known person in that company now, and I hate that cunt more than anyone. She's a terrible fucking human being.
I have a question for you, Raven, because you're our UFC Bellator expert. Why did Ronda not want to go back to UFC? Was it because she was just basically figured out and everybody knows how to beat her now, or is she past her prime?
She's not past her prime. She got figured out. Her trainer sucks. Since her piece of shit douchebag retard husband started working with her trainer, he has not won a fucking fight since, even though he was like a legit contender heading into it. She has been figured out. Her coaching sucks. She's a spoiled, entitled brat who's been told that she's the greatest from birth from her fucking piece of work mom. She is so mentally weak that she cannot handle a loss. I've never seen someone be so mentally broke off of a first loss that she didn't even know how to respond. And if you see her interviews, what kind of a piece of shit she was when people would bring up her loss like the week before. She's been figured out. People know to just take their distance and strike with her, and you're going to win. So if Misha Tate in her rematch, Misha beat her every time.
Yeah.
Even though she's beaten Misha 2-0, hands down convincingly, tapped her out both times. It wouldn't happen this way.
Yeah, I remember seeing, the first fight that she lost and everything that led up to it. She had quite a big ego on her, and she was acting pretty foolish.
If you want to see, if you want to see it, I mean, go see her fucking stare downs with Holly Holm and with I believe it's Kat, not Kat Zingano, but the girl in between them. But watch the season of The Ultimate Fighter with her and Misha Tate, and tell me that that is not a horrible human being. Ronda is a disgusting. I don't like to say the C word. You know what I mean? It's kind of trashy. She is the definition of a cunt. Moving on, how about us four cunts talk about Impact versus Lucha Underground? We're going to have a 3-hour show. Sound good?
Mm-hmm. Sounds good to me.
All right, guys. So show opens. We have a 6-man tag representing Impact. It was Moose, the dirty hippie himself, Matt Sydal, and Caleb Konley took on former Impact talent Chavo Guerrero, man who's been on Impact a couple of times, in Jack Evans, who I really want to see back, and a man who's apparently going to be signed by Impact, Matanza, a.k.a. Jeff Cobb. Here's how I'm saying, I know people say Impact won more matches, but this is a guy who's going to be coming into Impact, Matanza, who got the pinfall victory there. Entertaining way to kick it off. Well, Larkin, you're new. What was your thoughts on this match?
I actually thought it was a very good match. It's going to be great to see a lot of these Lucha guys there. I think Jeff Cobb is a great signing, former Olympian, and he's an amazing talent for his size. I thought everybody just looked well, man. I really had no complaints about the match. I thought it came off very solid and very worked out.
I think it was a good match. I wish it was a little bit longer, but I enjoyed it, and then to see all this different talent in the ring at the same time was pretty cool. And I mean, I was super hyped for this event, and I think that was a good way to start the event. So I thought Moose was going to win, but I guess I really didn't give it a good thought, because Matanza is a big deal in Lucha Underground. So he is booked like a big boss. So it was a good match, though. I have no problem with Matanza winning.
So here's my question for you, Hurls. Do I get points for this thing?
Yeah, you would. Well, no, you will, because we don't start till redemption. But yeah, if Matanza wins, yeah, you'll get points for him.
But I don't get points for this match.
No.
Damn it.
I think
Look,
I
think I should too, damn it. But you're just saying that because you have Scott Steiner on your team, and Scott Steiner's never going to actually show up in Impact, so that's,
That's right. I did trade for Scott Steiner.
You did. You trade. You have Scott Steiner.
For those of y'all, which is everyone out there that doesn't know, Aerostar, this Impact Fantasy League that we're all doing on the Heelcast, and two things happened. One, I had Scott Steiner in my back pocket as my last pick, and that son of a bitch Larkin sniped him from me. But the best part of all this here is the RAB had the greatest fucking first-round pick that ever was made. I figured the guy who's going to be our champion come redemption, leading us in the future, going to be booked like $1 million. My first pick was Alberto, so I've already taken last place in this week.
Look, Raven Effect. Don't bullshit. Your exact words were, motherfuckers already took Cage. That was exactly what you said when you went to pick. You were pissed off because I took Brian Cage as my first pick, which, by the way, was the first overall pick.
I would have picked Cage and Moose first, and then it was like, okay, Alberto's still there. I picked Alberto over Aries. Alberto would have been my third pick. You two got whoever took it. Who took fucking second? Was it Larkin?
Yeah, I went after Impact.
So, fuck you assholes, like the two guys I wanted.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, look, guys. It's honestly back to the match. This was it was a great match. Jack Evans is awesome. Remember we got to see him in Impact for 1 or 2 matches, something crazy like that. The tryout years ago, and he was fantastic. Then the guys got moves for days. Matt Sydal, awesome. This was just a fun match to watch. This is wrestling that fun. This was wrestling fun. Didn't matter who won, and it would have if I'd have got points for it though.
And Jack Evans, he's the guy that can break dance, right?
Yes.
He can break dance, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I do remember him. He was on a few. Well, he was on Destination X 2011 or 12, one of those, and then he was on some of the early FSN days. So.
Yeah. Jack Evans, back to Impact. So after the match, Chavito stayed around and announced that was it June 13th, season 4 of Lucha Underground is going to premiere.
Correct.
So look, I'm going to be honest, man. This partnership and the event. I've tried watching Lucha Underground the first 2 seasons. I don't like it. I've never been able to get into it. I'm going to give it another shot because I've been that impressed. Larkin, do you watch Lucha?
Yes, I do. I did watch the last season. We now have a new Lucha Underground champion, that being Pentagon Jr.
Charles, do you watch it?
I do. I'm caught up only the first 2 seasons. I'm waiting for the third one to come on Netflix.
And the Impact dude, I know you do not, correct?
I don't speak Spanish.
I don't
think I get El Rey. Where can I watch the thing?
I think it's on DirecTV.
I don't have DirecTV.
Do you have Netflix?
I used to have it with Dish
Or
Network.
Netflix too. Yeah, there you go.
Is it on Netflix? It's on Netflix.
It is. It's on Netflix.
All right, I'll have to check it out on Netflix, though. I mean, this is good stuff. If you guys aren't watching it, you should be. This is coming from somebody who's not watching it and should be.
Are you going to give it a chance? Are you going to watch the new stuff when it comes out?
I'll probably try to catch up between now and then.
I think, obviously we cover Impact. I think we all should, because I'm going to make a prediction, and I'm going to think that Impact and Lucha Underground are going to be doing a lot of work together, for a long time. So
Along
it's
with
probably
Donovan
good to know
Dijak?
who you. Hey.
Where did Dijak end up going?
NXT.
Big shock. Okay, so he wasn't better than a fucking little 10-year-old kid either? Fuck out of here.
Hey, look, girls, for all the crap we give you about Donovan Dijak, I'd much rather have Impact versus Lucha than Impact versus Donovan Dijak. So,
Hey, you'd much rather have Cage than Donovan Dijak too.
And he did pick Cage. He picked Cage for the longest time.
See?
He did. My Rey Mysterio pick, that did fall through.
Yes,
so I can't talk too much. It came close.
hey, I took Jeff Cobb, but he's not even on the roster. It's the
We're not even
anticipation.
talking about that. We're talking about common predictions, people who were going to debut.
Well, I'm calling that Jeff Cobb's going to debut.
That's a solid prediction. We'll see what happens. Now, we had our second match. Allie versus a former Lucha Underground employee, Taya Valkyrie. I'm surprised they put this match on because the way they're booking Taya and Allie being the champ still got that little, naive, innocent, not fully there. She got a clean win over Taya. Solid match. I'm just surprised that this was the one that they chose. So I don't know that I count this necessarily as Impact getting a win over LU, but I didn't keep tally, and there's for reasons on it if you take a look. But thoughts on this one, Impact dude?
I don't know. I just heard Garza Jr. supposedly starting with WWE. Allie and Taya was a good match. I wasn't into this match a whole lot simply because I knew Allie was going over. So it really wasn't all that interesting to me. But it was a good match.
I would say, I'm a big fan of Taya Valkyrie. I think she's a tremendous talent. Could go with both the guys and the gals. Allie's solid. I've enjoyed her work since the Cherry Bomb days, and I thought it was a good win for Allie. And obviously, we're going to probably get some Su Yung interaction again very soon. So I'm looking forward to seeing the future of both ladies.
Yeah, I think the match was really good. I thought the crowd, they were pretty hyped up from that 6-way, but I thought this match, it could have killed the crowd. You just never know how, they're going to turn out. And I thought they did a solid job at keeping the crowd hype. So, I mean, for that, yeah, I think we all kind of knew Allie was going to win, but I thought it was a solid match. And, I mean, Allie getting the win, it's predictable, but, it's perfectly fine.
All right. Then we had OVE against Scott Steiner and Teddy Hart. I don't even know how this was Impact versus LU, really. We saw Scott Steiner get the win with the Steiner recliner. Steiner did not look that good in the ring. I'm disappointed that we didn't get the unleashed Scott Steiner on the mic. I feel like we were robbed from that shit. But this was all right. I mean, Teddy Hart looks good. Dude's a hothead. Apparently he's going to show up at Impact at some point. But Hurls, what do you think on this one?
I thought Teddy Hart, like that guy, some of the moves he does are insane. Like his electric chair drop into some of the way it was like into a pile drive or something like that, something crazy like that. He just does some crazy moves. I thought it was, for the most part, pretty much a squash match because as soon as Steiner got in there, he basically just did all of his moves and really didn't sell too much. So, but obviously the guy's, he's like 55 years old, so that's kind of expected. But, and for that, I thought that, people were excited to see Steiner. I mean, he got a huge pop once his music hit. So, yeah, I mean, for that reason alone, and that's what it was there for, it did its job. And as far as, your question about how is this even Impact versus Lucha, it's really not. Teddy Hart used to be in Wrestling Society X. It's about the only California promotion that was on TV that, you could say he was in. But, I think it's just mainly for the fans.
The Wrestling Society X stage, taking me back. Good stuff. Teddy Hart, he's battled his demons. I've always said when he's sober, he can rock the house, and he's tremendous talent. We actually saw him out here in New York not too long ago. He wrestled out here on an indie show. Steiner is Steiner. OVE or OVE, and they always, they're very talented individuals, the Chris brothers. It was fine for what it was, man. And it was great to see Teddy Hart being showcased. I thought the match was fine.
We all kind of feel the same way, right? Teddy Hart was kind of the star of this one.
Absolutely.
OVE was just kind of there doing a job, and Scott Steiner gave you a little bit of nostalgia. So you had a little bit of everything. But this was the Teddy Hart show. And for all the things that people have said that are bad about him, I mean, he showed it off in the ring. And the one thing that I'll say coming out of, this particular show is that, Lucha is a more exciting brand to watch than what is the U.S. or the Japanese strong style. And if you look at the success that Ring of Honor has had by bringing New Japan in, I think that this Impact Lucha Underground AAA relationship could be far, far more successful just because of the excitement factor. That's going to bring people to the ring, folks.
Yeah, I agree. I think I was so pumped up when they made this partnership because I think, it's a no-brainer. I mean, Lucha Underground, when they first started, they had a lot of buzz to them. And, they had some issues. There were some reports of financial issues there. But, Lucha Underground really wasn't doing anything like as far as live events. They were only really doing TV tapings. So to pair it up with Impact, I mean, you get to see fresh, creative matches. And, I don't think ROH, like if you listen to Joe Koff, who's their CEO, I don't think he's, I don't think he seems pretty happy just being with New Japan. I don't think he has any interest really in teaming up with Impact. I could be wrong, but the guy kind of seems like he doesn't really want to go there. So I think for Impact to team up with Lucha Underground, it makes the most sense. And the Lucha Underground style and the characters, they're exciting. I mean, yeah, some people may say it's really wacky at times, and they can be, but man, there's a lot of talent on that Lucha Underground roster, and a lot of exciting stuff coming out of that.
Then we had the return of DJZ, who I haven't seen in forever. Andrew Everett also returned. Dezmond Xavier returned. So guys we haven't seen in a long time. Got defeated by King Cuerno, Aerostar, and Drago. This was also entertaining. I'm just happy to see DJZ back along as Everett and Dezmond. He's a star in the making there. Impact dude, what do you think on this one?
This is your typical X Division high-flying match. Again, it's a fun match to watch. There was never any doubt as to which team was going to go over in this match, and it felt like Everett was probably going to eat the pin from the beginning. So again, the match itself was great. The guys hit their spots, and it was just a fun match.
Yeah, I mean, the high-octane aerial assault of the X Division, great stuff. King Cuerno, also Hijo del Fantasma, Aerostar and Drago doing their thing. Dezmond Xavier is amazing. Great to see DJZ back, and I've always been a big Andrew Everett fan. All guys delivered. It was a great match.
Yeah, I think this match was really awesome. There were a few moves that we didn't see. We didn't see the arrow from King Cuerno. I don't know if that had any, reference to do with the new Louisiana sports or wrestling committee that passed a lot of those moves that they couldn't do. So I'm not sure if that played a factor in it. But Aerostar, man, he is really impressive and just a very fun luchador. I think I would like to see him more on Impact. Drago, I'm a huge fan of. He's got such a cool look to him, and I like that. I like guys who, it's something different. It reminds me of WCW's Cruiserweight division when you had all the luchadors like Psychosis and Juventud Guerrero and La Parca, and you had Ciclope and all of them. You can go on and on, but this match was just really awesome. I mean, it was great to see DJZ back. He looked really good. I think he just returned from an injury not too long ago, so it's good to see him back. It was good to see Andrew Everett back, and he was doing some great stuff. And Dezmond Xavier, what can you say? That guy needs to be X Division champion in 2018. So this was a really fun match. Lucha Underground takes the victory, but all six men, they're all very talented. So I thought this match was a home run.
Yeah, then we had Trevor Lee defeat Marty the Moth. Hurls?
Yeah, we had the curveball there. We thought it was going to be Famous B. Famous B's got that catch, good catch line. Most people in the crowd knew what it was. So I thought it was good, and I thought Trevor Lee just playing the heel like always. So at this point, Impact really needed a win. So, it was good that Lee got the win there. I thought the match was decent. Marty the Moth, he kind of looks like a Jack Black a little bit. So, yeah, it was Marty Moth. He's got an interesting gimmick, but entertaining match, though. Not as entertaining as the one prior, but good enough.
Yeah, this was I agree with Hurls. This was a good match, but it was also in a kind of a bad position, because you had a really entertaining match before it. And these matches, they don't have a lot of build-up. And if you don't watch both promotions, you're not really invested in one or the other. So I like Trevor Lee. I'm not really all that excited about Marty the Moth. The name's kind of bizarre, right? They put on a good match, but at the end of the day, this was a tweener match. was a tweener.
Mm.
Ooh, this guy's come a long way since Tough Enough. Marty the Moth. He's had some great feuds in Lucha Underground with the likes of Fenix and Killshot. He's got Mariposa by his side, a.k.a. cheerleader Melissa, or Aisha Saeed, Alyssa Flash, whatever you want to call her. Dude's a tremendous talent. Has come a long way. As far as the match goes, I thought it was fine for what it was, and it was what it needed to be. It served its purpose.
And here are the 3 matches to top off the show, which really stole the show. They did save the 3 best for last, in my opinion. LAX retained the tag team championship against the Mack and Killshot. Now, I've said for a long time, and I'm going to be honest, I forgot dude's name until he came out, but I kept confusing it with Ricochet, but I knew it wasn't Ricochet. But Killshot is the dude that I saw that blew me away on his Lucha that I kept saying I want to see come to Impact. This match was fucking awesome, and the Mack and Killshot definitely outshined LAX in my opinion. I would like to see, look, if we get the Lucha guys, I want to see Jack Evans, Evil East, the Mack and Killshot. I'd be fucking ecstatic to see those 4 in Impact and nothing but that if we only get 4. Man, this match was awesome. These guys outshined LAX. Impact, dude, what do you think on this one?
Oh man, I've watched the Mack and Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, and I wasn't all that impressed. I guess he was saving it, man. That's all I gotta say. The dude was amazing. Honestly, he was. You look at him and you look at a guy like Moose, right? And you compare them because they're big fellows and they both move real well. The Mack isn't as big as what Moose is, but I think part of his ability to do some of the things that he does is a little bit shorter, right? And have that length of body. But for a guy that's got as much girth as he does, and I'm sure Hurls can appreciate that, the Mack moves so freaking fluidly. I mean, look, Killshot, the athleticism there is amazing, and they're going against LAX, and we've talked about this, on the pre-show, guys. LAX is fantastic, right? But Killshot and the Mack, they owned this match. They owned LAX. LAX just trying to keep up with them. I was blown away by the Mack for such a big guy, how well he moved, especially having seen him in other matches where I didn't see that, right? And Killshot was just like, where did this guy come from? I mean, this guy is fluid. He's incredibly athletic. I mean, let's get these guys in the tag division. Let's get them there now.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, these two just they were the stars of the whole show, I thought, or at least top 3. And Willie Mack is unbelievably talented. I mean, he was in WWE developmental and got released. I don't know what they didn't see in him. I don't know if they didn't like his physique or what, but this guy is super talented. I mean, on Lucha Underground, he's been great. House of Hardcore uses him quite often. Killshot, Shane Strickland. This guy is also phenomenal. He's an up-and-comer, even though he's been around for a while. Those two worked really well as a team. And, man, they made our boys Santana Ortiz look, I don't want to say less, but they did. I mean, they just outshined him. There's nothing to say. So, it just seemed like, if you compared the two teams, like Mack and Killshot, just their punches and their kicks had more oomph to them. And LAX just, I don't know, maybe it was an off night for them, but the match was still really good, so that's one, like, you just want to see it again. And very entertaining match, though. I think Mack and Killshot were the hotter team, but at this point of the night, you knew LAX was going to retain the titles. So
I think Shane Strickland, Killshot, and the Mack, who just needs to be signed. He just does. Same with Killshot. Both incredible athletes. LAX too as well. But like you guys said, they did outshine LAX in this matchup. And overall, I really just thought it was good. I like to see more interactions between these two.
I don't know how I forgot this. I said final 3, but there were 4 matches left. We got Brian Cage against Eli Drake. There was a reference to Natural Selection, which was their tag team name on the Indies, I believe. Cool to see. I kind of expected Eli Drake was going to go over. He was defeated by Cage. I know that people are saying like this Impact versus Lucha, and Lucha got more wins, but the guys that got the wins for the most part were people that were still signed to Impact as well, or working with Impact. I don't think tallies were kept for a reason, and I don't think they were making like whose company is better. It was just the two promotions getting together. But a big win for Brian Cage. He's now defeated Bobby Lashley twice. He defeated Eli Drake. And we saw Eli Drake come out there and kind of take some shots at some fans that were, like it's cool to boo Impact and so cool to cheer for Lucha. When BQ was there, I mean, BQ had told me, I don't know if he had told me or if he put it on Facebook or Twitter or whatnot, but I know that we were talking, texting back and forth, and he said that there's a group of crowds trying to get themselves over that are booing Impact and cheer on Lucha. So it's cool to see Eli call them out, and pretty good stuff. I guess I was a little surprised, but Larkin, what were your thoughts on this one?
They're two former tag team partners on the independent scene, the Percy Pringle, the William Moody, God rest his soul. I thought it was a great match. It accentuates both men. Eli Drake is incredible and has oozes charisma. Brian Cage is another guy for his size, very athletic. I definitely see world championship in his future. I really did enjoy the matchup.
I think the weird thing here was I was listening to Matt Stryker talk about Brian Cage, and I thought he was kind of going to talk about his Lucha Underground stuff, but he never really did. So I'm wondering if Cage is done with Lucha Underground, and maybe that's why he didn't really talk about much of his Lucha Underground stuff. So that I guess that's something to keep your eye on. So maybe maybe it was just an Impact versus Impact match. I don't know, but I thought the match was fine. It was good, but the ending kind of came out of nowhere, I thought. So I would have preferred a little bit better of an ending, but I thought the match was fine. And Brian Cage is a beast. I mean, I've been wanting Impact to sign him since his gut check tryout. So, good match. Just the ending kind of came out of nowhere.
It was a good match. It was Impact versus Impact, but to that I just say, guys, who cares? Honestly, who cares who wins what number of matches or what? I mean, I just want to see a good match. We all know this shit's rigged anyway. So who cares if it's 8-1, 5-4? Who gives a shit, right? The bottom line is that we got good matches out of this, and this was just that. It was a solid match, but again, this is one of these ones where you just expect Brian Cage is going over. It's a matter of how and how long it takes. Eli Drake, spectacular as always. Brian Cage is a beast, It'll be interesting to see what happens when Brian Cage is figured out, when he finds his Eddie Edwards. That's when I think we're really going to see, what Brian Cage is going to be like in Impact. Until then, he's just a fun guy to watch.
Impact, dude, you hit the nail on the head, and that's exactly how I look at it, too. Who gives a shit who's going over, who's winning X amount of numbers? I never looked at it that way at all the entire time I watched the show. Until, I saw some people bring that up, but it's exactly how I felt. What I would love to see, man, is I would love to see the alliance between these two at some point in Impact, get these two back together. You talk about TNA hiring for tag teams. This would be a good thing for a while. I love the direction we're going to see here in a couple of weeks, or maybe this upcoming show on Impact with Eli Drake's new tag team partner or alliance. It's just, it's going to be fire, man. You need to think about just the three of these two together. It should just be awesome. Change the game, in my opinion, but definitely impressed with Brian Cage. I do see a world championship in this guy's future, but there's one of the things I'm going to move on at the end of the show to talk about that was the highlight to me in a way, too. But speaking of highlight, this stole the fucking show. Sami Callihan, I had no idea that he was Jacob Crain. So when it was announced that he's not going to be, that Eddie was going to take on this Jacob Crain guy in a submission match, I'm figuring.
First of all, it's Jeremiah
Crain.
And they advertised it. They did a promo where he says Sami Callihan's upset with Impact Wrestling. He's not going to show up. But Jeremiah Crain is. Dude, they ran freaking promos for this match.
I didn't catch it at all. I'm sorry. I didn't pay that much attention.
Stop watching the commercial.
Jeremiah, my bad.
Man. Eat it.
Jeremiah, my bad. So look, man, I set up because look, if I want to say this, Sami Callihan, I've criticized this guy so much. This dude has won me over so much. The way he's doing things, all this stuff. This is the hottest feud in wrestling. This is the best thing in Impact right now going, in my opinion, is this feud. And I'm thinking this whole time, like, it's sucks knowing what the match is for Eddie Edwards at Redemption, because I feel like this match has to take place at Redemption. So we get to see it, and Robert had told me it's reserved for Lucha Underground, and I was kind of confused. Now I see what happened, and this was awesome. This match was fucking incredible. The way that they ended it was absolute genius, especially knowing how it's going to lead into Redemption. I cannot give this enough praise. Blew my mind, made the show for me. Impact Dude, since you got to talk all this shit, what's your thoughts on it? Jeremiah?
I thought it was great. I love everything you just said. I just thought the ending was kind of weak. I mean, the match itself was fantastic. These two guys are going at it like they legitimately hate each other. I mean, you suspend all belief at this point when these guys get in the ring. It is real. They're going at each other, and you just freaking buy into it 150%. That's what you want out of professional wrestling. This is professional wrestling done right. The ending, though, Don Callis shows up out of nowhere and is just like, I'm going to throw the talon so Eddie doesn't get killed. And the other thing that I'm going to throw out there, and this is just a message to Impact and any wrestling promotions out there. You know, I was watching an interview Raven Effect with your man. Who's your man, Raven Effect?
A double Bret Hart.
Bret Hart. That's right. Your boy Bret Hart, and they were talking about his concussions. Right? They were talking about his concussions, and he said that he wrestled for a few weeks after he got that concussion, you know, at the hands of Goldberg, the last one. And they asked him about it, and he goes, well, you know, they had to do this hardcore match with Terry Funk. He said Terry Funk's super professional and super safe to work with. He says, but they protected him by using, wait for it, foam bats. Why the hell weren't they using a foam bat to begin with in this?
Terry Funk, he's hardcore.
I mean, I'm just saying, you know, just use a freaking foam bat. That would have saved us so much. But at any rate, all foam bats aside, this is wrestling done right. There's absolutely nothing not to like about it except for that ending. That ending was just lousy. But I guess they're not ready to do the blow off with Eddie and Jeremiah. So, or I'm sorry, I can't even say Jeremiah because really it's Sammy.
Here's what I want to say on that, because you're bashing the ending. I didn't dislike it at all. However, the entire time, and I meant to say it's what I was thinking, it should have been Alicia. It shouldn't have been Callis. It should have been Alicia that came up and threw the talent for Eddie. If not Alicia, they should have flown Davey in and had Davey do it out of nowhere. You know what I mean? But the thing is, too, man, is I think you mentioned the foam bat. It should have been a foam bat the whole time. True, and I feel terrible for Eddie what happened, but if it weren't for what actually happened,
they made a lot of money. I know. Eddie almost got killed by making money, so it's all good.
And I got Sammy Callis, so the Twitter interaction with D'Amore and him and whatnot that's happened since, and with Sammy Callahan calling D'Amore Booker Man. I mean, who does that remind you of, Mr. WCW?
Right.
One of the best. Yeah, exactly. And I've been screaming for years now that we need someone needs to do what Brian Pillman couldn't finish doing. And maybe this is where Sammy's going with it. And I'm loving what this dude is doing, except for his wife. But, dude, this is fire. And Hurls, I'm going to kick it to you. We're going to let the man Larkin close this off. Hurls, what's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I actually disagree with Impact, dude. I actually like the ending. And I also agree with Raven. If it was Alicia, I think it would have been perfect. That would have made the most sense. But the whole Don Callis thing, it looks like, if you've been following Twitter, I don't know if the next storyline is he's going to have issues with management, because that's kind of seems where it's heading. But this match was amazing. They had the crowd in the palm of their hands. The match drama was just awesome. And this is what happens when you have something that goes horribly wrong, like Eddie getting smashed with the bat, but you keep to it. You stick to it, and you turn it into something that you turn into a, and look how much better it is. I mean, look how much hype they got from that incident. Whether, you know, what fans thought of Sami Callihan or not, look at how hot this angle has become. I mean, the fans were totally into it. The match itself was great. You really felt for Eddie Edwards, and Sami Callihan got genuine heel heat. Okay, so the ending It keeps this feud going, and I thought it was the perfect way to do it because, Eddie looks strong still because he doesn't say I quit, and Sami Callihan looks strong. He's not the one saying I quit. So this is a perfect way to get out of it. I know you probably thought it was lame, Impact Dude, because it really didn't, it kind of came out of nowhere. But from, that perspective, if you're management, you don't want one of your superstars getting busted open by a baseball bat again because, it's not going to happen twice. Earthquake didn't sit on Hulk Hogan twice. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, but Roddy Piper would have hit Snuka again with a coconut.
He did in TNA.
He did in TNA too.
See, there you go. He did it again.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. You're right.
2004.
Right. Yep. So I actually I just loved the whole match in general. But I got to agree with Raven. If Alicia would have did it, that would have made more sense. But I think they're doing it with Don Callis because that's going to lead into something after Eddie Edwards.
Ooh, Jeremiah was a bullfrog. I mean, Jeremiah Crain loved the persona of that with Sami Callihan. Him and Mil Muertes had great feuds in Lucha Underground and great matchups as well. This one in particular, I thought both guys came out great. The dichotomy was great. Jeremiah Crain, Sami Callihan is a great antagonist to Eddie Everett's protagonist, and I look forward to seeing what they do come redemption time. But overall, I thought it was good stuff.
Yeah, the only other thing is when the Impact Judah brought up Bret Hart and all that, talking about the concussion, where I thought you were going was Survivor Series 94, where his mom throws in the towel after Owen duped her.
Yeah.
That's what I thought you were going with. Kind of the only other thing I've really seen in wrestling where someone comes in and throws the towel. I love seeing Callis come out there kind of blurring that line between reality. Don't you fucking do it. Don't you fucking do it. You can hear it from him. I still can't. I'm going to be buzzed on this match already. It's my match of the year by far. Feud of the year by far. Best feud I've seen in a long time, man. But so then we got right before the main event here, we got the announcement, Fenix versus Pentagon Jr. taking place at Impact Wrestling pay-per-view, April the 22nd. It's my boy Matt's birthday. Day after my parents' anniversary, and my boy Joe's, my longest run ever, Joe's birthday as well. But that's beside the point because now it's a three-way match. Before we cover the match, Larkin, you were on it. What's your thoughts on Alberto, man?
Woo, okay. Now, Alberto El Patron, I've been a fan since the WWE days. I think he's a great wrestler, but the problem is he's a hothead. So, obviously, he no-showed. And now as we're recording this, he is no longer with the company, and they just switched the main event to Aries, Fenix, and Pentagon Jr., which I think that's still going to be a tremendous matchup, and I'll talk about the match in a second. But as far as Alberto goes, wherever he goes, he'll do fine. If he decides to go back to there because him and Vince McMahon are boys, there's fresh matchups there. If he goes back to Mexico, even if he goes back to Lucha Underground, there's still fresh matchups there. Do I think he's a hothead and I personally don't want to see him go anywhere? Yes, but the man is a name and the man is a draw. But for what he did here, it is what it is.
Look, long show. I'm going to sum it up. This was a good match. It was not, I think, it followed the wrong match to follow, but went over well. The ending of it was great. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, man. I got this bad connection here, but the ending was like that fucking powerbomb in the air. That was awesome. Pentagon, apparently the Lucha World Champ, getting the win. Very cool. It'll be good to see them at Redemption. I felt a double was going to win. It was a good way to not pin the Impact Wrestling Champion. Get the Lucha Underground guys over for their big match, which was going to be at a Redemption pay-per-view for the Impact fans that don't watch it. But I'm looking forward to the rematch. I wish it was a first-time match ever. I'd like to see Aries. I hope to God Aries wins. It should only be Aries that can win, but you never know what can happen. But very entertaining. We'll go with Hurls, and then I'm going to go to Larkin, and then we'll have the Impact Dude be the last speaker on this one.
Before I talk about the match, Raven, you brought up how Eddie Edwards versus Jeremiah Crain is your match of the year so far. I'm just thinking of how many great matches we've had in 2018. And if you listen to our shows around this time in 2017, we were struggling to come up with a match that was really good or one that we really liked. I mean, we eventually did, but 2018, I mean, not only do we have more to pick from, but the match quality has been way better this year than it was last year. So just kind of wanted to bring that up real quick. But also, the main event was really good. Fenix and Pentagon Jr. I'm a huge fans of these two, and I actually think that once it got turned into a triple threat is more exciting. And, and then you throw Austin Aries in there, it's pretty crazy. So I actually really enjoyed this match. It wasn't the best of the night, but it was really good. And now we know this is sets up for Redemption's main event. So we get to see it again. And this time they'll actually have a lot more time to prepare for it. So I think it's going to be even way better.
Ooh, personally, after watching this match, I've been watching the great Pentagon Jr. Very big on this guy, Zero Miedo. Him and Fenix have had great exchanges, whether it be in tag team action or singles matches in Lucha Underground. And then you have the addition of Austin Aries. Made for a great matchup. Pentagon gets the win. And I really look forward to seeing what they can produce and what they can outdo going into Redemption. So overall, tremendous matchup.
I think you guys hit the nail on the head with this. This was a great match. The ending was so much fun to watch. I mean, I didn't get a chance to actually finish watching this match until a little earlier this evening. So I got to read, what they say online quite a bit. And Austin Aries kept talking about his teeth getting kicked out. And wow, that was impressive. I actually rewind it and watch it a couple times. It was freaking impressive. A phenomenal finish to this match. And it was a fantastic match at that. Again, some of the booking with the show, a little bit predictable here, right? You figured that Austin Aries wasn't going to eat a pinfall. Just kind of made sense. So they had their hands tied. We knew that. That's Alberto El Patron's fault. But and with some of these other matches, they were also a little bit predictable. But that's likely to happen when you're doing a crossover show. But the neat thing about crossover shows, guys, is that you're going to get the best talent from both sides. And there really wasn't a weak spot on this card. If you want to look at the weak spot on this card, it probably winds up being Trevor Lee versus Marty the Moth. And I think that we can all agree that if that's the weak spot, we're going to take it. OVE versus Teddy Hart and Scott Steiner, if that's the weak spot, we're going to take that too. Every single day of the week. Just a solid, fun show to watch from beginning to end. Walked in an Impact fan, walked out an Impact and Lucha Underground fan. I think this is exactly what the company was looking for, exactly what the company needed. And this is the kind of thing that generates the buzz. They got a lot of positives speak about them, something that previous regimes, people would say, I would say previous regime, as in Dixie Carter, were never able to do. They just need to keep this ball rolling. It is really rolling smoothly at this point. Congratulations to Ed. Congratulations to Scott and Don. You guys are really knocking it out of the park.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't know that anyone could have summed that up as well as you just did there. Ratings dropped this past week, but you know what, man? Everything's climbing. Impact has not been the joke. There's been nothing but pretty much positive shit being said. Thankfully, Alberto wasn't too big of a black guy because they put a belt on a 10-year-old kid the next night at WrestleMania to take the talk away from Alberto fucking Impact Wrestling over. Only Larkins support this move. But look, guys, to wrap this up here, the one thing I wanted to say here, I mentioned 4 names that I really, really, really want to see Impact Wrestling sign from Lucha Underground. But actually, you know what? The number one that I want to see signed, you talk about making chicken salad from chicken shit, and it was Matt Striker, Michael, or Jesus Christ, I almost called him the person he's a ripoff of. Josh Matthews was very, very good on announcing. You put him with Striker, and there was energy from Matthews. He was selling it. It was the best commentating job I've ever heard Josh Matthews do. Him and Striker together were fucking gold. And I want to see this more and more.
Well, they worked together at WWE, right?
Yeah, they were on the SmackDown team together. You're right.
So these guys have a history, and I know this because I was watching Twitch all damn weekend, and they were on pre-show talking together, and they brought that up. So they obviously they've got it, and hats off to Matt Striker. Matt Striker really helped to build Impact. Particularly, with the main event and the loss with Austin Aries, he really did a good job at trying to promote it as, there's nothing wrong with Impact, and this is what you want out of a partner, man. That was fantastic.
I wanted Striker to come in for a while. I thought he was a great announcer and talent and all that. I'm still soloing the guy now. And I watched SmackDown back then, and I've never heard the two of them do as good of a job as they did. Probably when you don't have Vince McMahon screaming at you in your fucking ear as they did during this show. And that's the truth. That's how it works. If you're a WWE commentator, you have Vince screaming in your ear, giving you barking erections actually the whole time. But I mean, anything else you guys want to chime in on the commentary before we take it off? Because this show is going way too long.
I thought the commentary was very good. And I also just want to say that the show was amazing, and I would give it a solid 9 out of 10.
Agreed with Hurls, and I think Matt Stryker is just great at what he does. I like to see the dichotomy with him and Josh if they does go to Impact Wrestling, because him and Vampiro do a very great job on Lucha Underground as well.
Can we all just say that we're excited for the next set of tapings? Because we don't know what we're going to get, but we know we're going to get something good. And when was the last time we could legitimately say it and not just be, saying it because we wish the best? We have no idea what we're going to get, but we know we're going to love it.
Right. I agree.
I'm excited for Redemption. I didn't know that I was when I read the spoilers. I'm excited for Redemption strictly because I'm going to get Eddie and Sami Callihan, if nothing else. Not even in a one-on-one, but they've blown it away. This show blew it away. They did what they needed to do at WrestleMania weekend. I don't give a shit what ROH did. I hear people talking like, oh, New Japan and Super Card of Honor did what they needed to do. It was so great. I think that was so great for the weekend. No, it was Impact versus Lucha is where the talk is. So,
yeah, I heard ROH kind of disappointed, but that's another topic for another time.
Yep, not on this show. So, look, this is the RAV. Larkin, thanks for coming back on the call again midway. Of course, Hurls making his return.
That's right.
The Impact dude, the brother of the underscore side boob with 1,000 names to the side of him, times Lucha Underground. Thank you for your return. It's been great being back. We're also going to try and do the nostalgia show. Me, Hurls, and Wrestling Robert going to try and talk TNA 06 to 09 soon. Larkin, anything you want to plug on S&M coming up?
Sure. I actually just did an interview with Shine Talent Dementia DeRose not too long ago on SoundCloud.com/MCLarkin92. Got some other names coming on, one being the Bullet Babe herself, Miss Amber O'Neill, coming up very soon. So, yeah, a lot of great stuff coming on the S&M Show Podcast Network way.
We got any stars coming up?
I want in. I know. I'll let you know when I do.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will.
All right. Good man. Good man.
And you know what, man? Listen to the show. Anyone listen to the Heelcast, you know what you're going to get on the S&M is going to be great. You can tell the way that this man conducts business and the way that he has a flow on the show. You can tell Larkin is a pro and he does this a lot of time. He's fucking fantastic. He's one of our Larkin's been a blessing for us to get. So look, on behalf of the entire Heelcast, signing off this week. Check out Impact Wrestling. Check out Redemption. We will see you next week. RAB out.